Hi, it's Ingrid, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a little themed reading vlog. I'm very excited for it. I'm reading a genre, well, subgenre maybe, that I've never read before. I have a drink. This is a Capri Sun, orange Capri Sun, mixed with cranberry juice. I've heard that it's supposed to help with period pains, and mine are terrible, so I'm trying to drink this to help myself, and my mom told me to do it before I get my period, so I'll let you know if it works. Today's video I'm gonna try to read Dark Academia for the first time. I don't think I've ever read any. Maybe The Society for Soulless Girls. I don't know if that's a Dark Academia. I think it might be, actually, now that I'm thinking of it. But I have 5 books on my TBR that fits into Dark Academia. 2 of them are on my TBR for May, 1 of them on my April TBR, and there's like a week left of April, so that's perfect. So I have these books. I have The Atlas 6 by Oliver Blake, A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, 9000 Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, and If We Were Villains by Emma Rio. And I'm gonna try to get through at least some of them. I have already started The Atlas 6 because I forgot that I was doing this video. I started it in the video I uploaded today, like a little bookish days. I got to page 26 and then I remembered like this was supposed to be in this video, so I stopped. But I've enjoyed it so far. This one, I don't know too much about it. I know that I've met 2 of the characters. Well, basically 6 people I think gets accepted into the Atlas 6, and then they have to compete or something, learn, because only 5 of them can win. I don't really know. Once a decade, the world's best magicians are invited to join the elite Alexandrian society. Its members enjoy a lifetime of power and access to ancient secrets, but only 5 places are offered. So after recruitment by the mysterious Atlas Blakely, the candidates must complete a rigorous year of arcane study. Libby Rhodes and Nico de Varona are inseparable enemies and cosmologists who can control matter with their minds. Those are the characters that I've been introduced to, and I like them so far. Then there's Harisa Kamali is a telepath, Reina Mori understands the flow of life itself, and Callum Nova can manipulate desires. Finally, there's Tristan Kane, whose powers mystify even himself. The rivals must survive their trials, and if they can prove themselves, they will. Most of them. So I'm very intrigued. I've had this on my TBR for a really long time. And like I said, I'm 26 pages in and I'm really enjoying it. So I'll continue reading that. I'm hoping to finish this before April is over. I don't think that will be a problem. And then 9000 Hellbent are by Leigh Bardugo, my favorite author. Well, at least one of my favorite authors. So I'm really excited to see what she's done with that. But yeah, this intro has been really long, so let's get to reading.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun, as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just 2 hearts running wild.
It's time for some first impressions. I finished the first part. This book is split into 8 parts and a beginning and an end. So I finished the first one. I'm on to number 2. It's called True. I've been introduced to all of the main characters. So far, I'm not very interested in all of them. I don't remember their names. But Atlas, the person that seems to be in charge, I'm not completely sure. He's interesting. I really like Libby and Nico, and I'm very interested to see how they interact and what's gonna happen when they start interacting with the rest of the characters. Reina is okay. Tristan is also okay. It's a little boring. Callum, extremely boring. Parisa, I'm not completely sure yet. She's a bit annoying. Obviously I haven't read much. I'm on page... well, I've read 53 pages. So, I don't know. I don't have a lot of thoughts. I'm not that interested, but like it's a long book and I've read 50 pages, so there's still a lot to learn. So I'll just continue reading for a bit and then hopefully I have more to say eventually. Update time. It's been a few days. I've been reading a little bit more. I'm now on page 132 and honestly I'm a little bored. Like I don't really know how to feel. Like I read it very quickly. Like when I'm sitting down I feel like I can read twice as fast as I usually do, but when I put the book down I don't want to pick it back up. And like I feel like not much has happened, like plot wise, but also the characters. Like this book follows like 6 people and we see the story through each 6 of them's POVs, and there's only one of them I actually care for. I like Nico. The other characters, not at all. Well, Libby is okay. She's just a bit annoying. Same with Reina. But like Parisa and Callum. Callum I disliked from the beginning. But Callum, Parisa and Tristan, I can't stand them. And then I really like Atlas. Like he's fun, I think. But he's like, we don't follow his POV. He's just mentioned. We see him through the other characters. So like, I don't care for the characters. I don't care for the story. But I want to finish the book. So I don't really know what to say. Like I enjoy that I'm reading it so fast. And like, I feel like I understand it. It's like easy to read. But it's like nothing I connect with. And that's a bit annoying. Like it's a thick book and like obviously I'm not even halfway through, so there's still a lot of time to build up to something. But I still feel like I've read quite a lot and I should feel a little bit more to it by now. I just like there's nothing that's really grabbing my attention. I feel like it's just very slow. Not really though, because the writing is fast paced. Like I don't feel like we're getting anywhere in the story, even though we have moved forward. Like now we're in a situation where things are happening, but I still feel like nothing is happening. But I think I'm going to continue reading for a little bit at least, because I would like to finish it. I don't want to DNF it. I just hope that something more interesting will happen soon, or maybe that the characters will grow on me, because I think if I connected to the characters I would enjoy it more. I have around 100 pages left, but I'm so confused. Why is he... I was confused the last time he was mentioned, but why is he talking to Atlas? That didn't make any sense to me. Hi, it's been a while. I'm not gonna be able to talk too much to you today because my allergies are making me so sick that I'm trying to not talk more than I have to. The last time I updated you was April 27th. Now it's May 22nd. But I finished the Atlas 6 yesterday. I feel like I thought I would be able to read more during my exams, but I was wrong. I didn't pick up a book once. I think I read like 20 pages of this and then I haven't read for 3 weeks. But I finished it yesterday. I am rating it 3 stars. I don't know exactly what to say about it yet, so I think I'm gonna wait until the end of the video and then I'll do like a little overview of my thoughts when I've figured it out. Now my next option is either A Deadly Education or Ninth House. I think I'm gonna choose this one because it's shorter and I feel like that just motivates me to read, and then I can finish the video off with Ninth House. So my camera battery is flashing, so I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to talk. But this one is about a magic school where there's basically no rules, it seems like, because there's no teachers, no holidays, friendships are purely strategic, and the odds of survival are never equal. Once you're inside, there are only two ways out. You graduate or you die. Elle Higgins is uniquely prepared for the school's many dangers. She may be without allies, but she possesses a dark power strong enough to level mountains and wipe out untold millions. Never mind easily destroy the countless monsters that prowl the school. Except, she might accidentally kill all the other students too. So Elle is trying her hardest not to use it. That is, unless she has no other choice. So that seems very interesting. I'm very excited for it. I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this book, but there are reviews from Holly Black, Stephanie Garber, Pierce Brown. So yeah, I'll read a bit and then I'll try to update you as much as I can, but like, I'm sick, so I won't be filming too much. But that's my update for now. I'll talk to you a little bit later.
Never stop. As we shout from the top, we're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again.
Time for a little update. I'm 40 pages into this, and honestly, I'm kind of bored. Like, in these 40 pages, we've maybe had 2 pages of like showing us what's going on. Everything else has just been info dumping. And I feel like it's not even important. I'm so bored. Nothing has happened. She cleaned her room and bought some equipment to fix her door, but that's it. Like, nothing has happened in the 40 pages and I'm bored. We've met a few of the characters, but like, I don't care. I don't care about Elle, the main character. I don't care about Orion, the other character. And I don't even remember the names of the other characters we've met. And I don't really know what more to say. Like, one of the things I really enjoyed about the Harry Potter books was that I didn't feel like there was any info dumping. Like, we learned things about the world and the characters as we went along in the story. In this one, she's just been telling us about herself and her life. And like, I don't care. And like, I don't even know. I was very excited for this book. So far I'm not liking it. I'm gonna read a bit more. Like, things can happen. Like I said, I'm only 40 pages in, so there's still time for something to be exciting. But as of right now, I'm not enjoying it. So I'm gonna continue reading. I wanna hit the 100-page mark at least. So I'm gonna go do that. Hopefully it gets better.
We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild.
I've read to page 180 and I still don't love it. Honestly, I feel pretty indifferent towards it. It doesn't really make me feel anything. I'm just reading to finish the book. I don't care about anything. I'm starting to like Elle and Orion a little bit more, but I don't really care. I don't know. Like, nothing is happening. Like, there's small things that happen. Not even a lot of them. I feel like there's been like 2 major things that aren't really major things. because they don't even last more than like 5 pages, and it doesn't really do anything. Like, it's very slow, and it's just the main character describing things or explaining things, and like, it isn't fun. I don't enjoy it. But I'm gonna try to read a little bit more today. I don't think I'm gonna update you until tomorrow, so see you tomorrow. I have around 50 pages left, and finally something exciting is happening. But I'm hoping that what they've just mentioned will be the next book, and not something that you would just be done within 10 pages. So hopefully it's just some planning now and the actual story in the next book, which means that this whole book is useless, but at least the next one could be good. So I'm gonna finish this book and hope that it doesn't ruin it, because for the first time I'm really interested. I've read like 2 pages and I'm already bored. What's with all the filler information? I don't need it, it's boring. Make something happen. So I finished A Deadly Education. I will talk to you about that in a minute. I'm gonna start this one today, but first I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the Atlas 6 and A Deadly Education, and then I'm gonna take a little break and then start reading this one. I am very excited, but I'm also a little scared, because I love the Grisha verse by Lee Bardugo, and this is obviously something very different. So I'm a little scared of like, what am I gonna think? Am I gonna like this as much? Like, is her writing style my favorite, or is it just the world she's built in the Grishaverse that I love? And will this live up to my expectations? We'll see. But I'm not gonna get into that one yet. I never really gave you many thoughts on the Atlas 6. I told you I'm gonna rate it 3 stars. But I'm gonna go into more of my thoughts, what I liked, what I didn't like. Because the thing about this book is I really enjoyed the story, I just never wanted to pick up the book. I had my book on my nightstand for weeks and I just looked at it and like nothing in me wanted to open this book. But when I was reading, I was enjoying it. Like, I feel like it didn't take a lot of brain power for me to get through it, and I could do a lot in one sitting, which is something I usually can't. In the beginning, I disliked most of the characters. You follow 6+ people in this one. Should I tell you what the book is about, or did I do that? Because I don't even know. I'm gonna get through it. All of the 6 people who gets taken into the academy, is that what it is? What is it? The society. They don't get to be members of the society until a year has passed, and they have to... There's 6 people who get invited to this society, and then one of them can't get through. There's only 5 spots, and obviously they're a team, but there's so many different relationships, and they're annoying. At the beginning I hated almost every character. By the end, the only characters I liked was Nico, Libby, and Tristan. And I feel like some of the things in here, I definitely wasn't expecting it. Like everything that happened at the end, I was very confused. And then I was annoyed because a character I did like made some decisions I didn't like. And then another character that I really disliked, I also didn't like when that person did something else. But I don't know if I should like that person for what they did or not, because I don't understand. And I feel like I have to continue the series. I don't think it's going to be a main priority, but I want to pick up the rest of the series. As of right now, I've only seen them, book 2 and 3, in the bigger size, so I'm not going to buy that until it comes out in the smaller size, the normal size. But when I see it, I'm probably going to buy it because I want to continue, because the things that happened at the end, I need to see how that goes. And I need to believe that that character didn't do what I think they might have done. I feel like this is a very character-driven story, like not a lot happened. if the focus was more on like their relationships and their interactions with each other. They didn't really do much. They were basically in the same room almost all of the time. Like they all had their separate rooms, and then there was the painting room that most of the story took place in. So it's not like major things happened. There was like a few things, but not really. And it was mainly them just talking to each other, which is definitely more of a cozy book than some big thing going on. I feel like most fantasies are like war. This technically is a fantasy, but it's not a fantasy. Like it has the magical element of a fantasy, but it's set in the like real world, and other than the magic, there's not really. They're witches, but it doesn't really give fantasy other than the magic. So I don't really know what else to say about this. I think the writing was fine, pacing was fine. I don't really have many complaints other than that nothing happened. So I can't really give it more than 3 stars. I tabbed a few things. I don't remember what it was though. I have 3 in here. One of them because it was a mention of Norway. One because something was revealed that I liked. And another thing that also had to do with that thing. I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to spoil anything. But I think I just prefer something more happening. I did enjoy it, but it just didn't have that spark that made me want to pick it up. But that's all I have to say about this one for now. This one, on the other hand, you've got my thoughts through it. Hasn't really changed much. Incredibly boring. Absolutely nothing happened. There's so much filler information. Like the main character Elle is just rambling on about everything, and most of the time it isn't even important to the story. Like I don't need to know this to continue this. They didn't do anything. The only thing that I can that made me even remotely interested was the relationships between 4 of the characters. I liked their interactions with each other, but I didn't like all of the info dumping. Like I didn't need it. This is told by Elle. In her point of view, like everything is going on. But like I don't need all of your thoughts. And it's just so much background information that doesn't matter. You don't have to go on for that long about why you don't like this, or why you're so alone, and it's like everyone hates me and I'm all alone and I'm so bad. I don't care. Just give it up. And then when finally someone's being nice to you, you're not even listening, you're just being stupid. And then I really had to push through this. This is a 300-page book. And I felt like everything was unnecessary. Like you could have told the same story in 70 pages. It did pick up a little bit at the end, but not really much. And then I did a little clip where I was hoping like this was gonna build up to something bigger. No. Finished it. And then that last line. Like, because I could, like, get through the book. Like, it's boring. I don't really feel much towards it. But then that last line just angered me. And that ruined everything for me. Because why? I should have expected it. Like, I should have known it was coming. Like, it always happens. I should have known it. That something like that would happen. But I just... why? What was the point? Please be wrong. I can't do that. I'm probably, maybe, going to finish the series at some point. Definitely not right now. I need to get through much more of my physical TBR before doing that. But because of that last line, I need to know... I don't need to, actually. I don't know. I'm probably going to forget about this book in a week. I might pick up the next book. I don't know. It definitely won't be. Probably, at least not this year. I don't have that kind of faith in myself. It was boring. The writing was okay in places, but there was so much unnecessary. I didn't care for any of it. I liked the setting of the world, like the school and the rules of the school and how things worked, like the structure of the world that Naomi Novik has built. I really enjoyed that. And like I said, the relationships between the 4 characters. But other than that, like, there's really nothing in this book. Like, what was happening? What was going on, plot-wise? Nothing. And it's not, like, if it wasn't for that last line, there would be absolutely nothing to build up for the next book. And I hate that. So, 2 stars, possibly 1. 1 or 2, not completely sure. Next book, 9th House by Leigh Bardugo. I'm gonna take a break. This one is also about a school. This is about Yale, so like it's more real. Like this was a made-up school. This one isn't. It's about like a secret society at Yale, and Alex Stern gets invited into it, I think. Yeah, Alex is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class, a dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime. Alex was hoping for a fresh start, but her free ride comes with a catch. She has been tasked with monitoring Yale's secret societies, notorious haunts of the rich and powerful. Now there's a dead girl on campus, and Alex is the only person willing to look deeper, because the societies are far more sinister and extraordinary than anyone ever imagined. They tamper with forbidden magic, they raise the dead, and sometimes they prey on the living. After reading those other 2, there's a police car, I think. What? I don't have... The lights are on. Here? It does not make any sense. Sorry. Because there's very rarely police here, and if it is, they're just looking, but like now it's driving to just be there. But with the lights on, means that they're actually going somewhere. And it shouldn't be necessary because there's no cars here. Like, who are you signaling to? No one's driving here. I don't live in a big place. Like, there's no reason for the police to have the lights on. Anyways, don't have high hopes, honestly, other than the fact that this is Leigh Bardugo, and I love her writing. So, hopefully, I like this one better. But as of right now, I've lost faith in Dark Academia. So hopefully, this is my last shot. I'm probably never gonna read anything like it again if this one isn't good. Now it's time to take a break because I'm annoyed. Update time on 9th House. I am almost halfway through. I'm about to start chapter 12, page 198. I don't know exactly what to say. I don't know what I was expecting with this, but it wasn't this. I'm enjoying it. I think in the beginning I was a little bored with the plot because not a lot was going on, but I really did like the character from the beginning. This one is split into 2 POVs, kind of. It's written in 3rd person, so it's not like we see I don't even know. It's written in 3rd person, but you can still separate the chapters from like whose point of view we're following. So it's like the current storyline following Alex's point of view, and then another timeline like flashbacks kind of in the past where we're following Darlington's point of view. I don't really know what to say because I'm enjoying it. I feel like it's definitely more of a character driven story. The plot on its own is not enough to bring the story forward. I have to like the characters to enjoy this book, and I am liking the characters, which is good. I don't really know what is going on. Like, if I were to explain to you what this book is about, I wouldn't know what to say. But I'm enjoying it. It's not my favorite, like the storyline, there's not too much going on, but I'm still liking it. I feel like Leigh Bardugo's writing flows really well, so it just takes me into the story. Like, it, even when the story wasn't too interesting and I didn't feel like much was going on, I still kept reading because the writing was just pulling me in. I don't know, not into the story necessarily, but just taking me forward. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what words to use to describe what I'm thinking here, but I really enjoy her writing. I feel like that's the main reason I continue. I like the way she writes, I like the way she describes things, and like how she builds this world and the characters with her words. So I am enjoying it. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star, but as of right now I think it's on a 4. Obviously a lot can change, but I'm enjoying it. It's not my favorite, but I really am enjoying it. I think I like her writing more than the story, and that's all I really have to say. I'm gonna continue reading for a while. I'm hoping to finish it today, but I don't know how likely that is. So today or tomorrow. But I'm gonna continue reading now, and I'll let you know what I think eventually. I have finished Ninth House, which means it's time for a little overview of everything I've read in this video. The first book I read was The Atlas 6. I ended up rating this one 3 stars. I really enjoyed it, but it was just not enough happening for me to really be invested. Like, this is definitely a character-driven story. Not much was going on, and I think that if I liked the characters more, I would have rated it higher. But at the end, there was only 3 characters I liked out of the 9 characters, I think, that were in this. I definitely know that I will be continuing the series, but I'm gonna wait until the next book comes out in this size, because right now it's the bigger size and I don't want that. Like, it's not a main priority, but I would like to continue it as fast as possible, because I don't want to forget about things, because I feel like since nothing happened really, it's easy to forget. Like, this was more about the relationships between the characters. There was a few things that happened, but not really any big ones, at least not until the end. In like the last 100 pages, I don't know exactly where it was, but there was a build-up to the next book, which makes me excited. Like, there's at least something happened at the end that made me want to continue, because I need to figure this out. Like, which characters can I trust? Am I gonna like someone I didn't like? Am I gonna dislike the characters I do like? I don't know. Anything can happen really in this book. So 3 stars is where I'm at. I'm excited to continue, but it's not a main priority. Then I read A Deadly Education. I gave this 2 stars. I was considering giving it 1 star, but like, I didn't hate it. It was just boring. Like, nothing happened, and I feel like I can't give it 1 star and then also want to continue the series. Like, I don't think this is not a main priority either, but like, the last line in this book made me want to pick up the next one just to see how they handle it. But I also know that if it's not handled the way I want it to, then I'm gonna be upset, because most of this book I was just bored. Like, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. And when things started happening, I thought, like, now it's the time, it's finally something's gonna happen, and then no, didn't. So I feel like I got tricked multiple places where I thought, like, this is gonna be something, and it wasn't. I didn't really care for the characters too much. Towards the end, I started liking the relationships between Elle and 3 of the other characters. So I'm hoping to see more of that in the next book. I don't really know. I'm not gonna like order it or anything. If I see it in the store, I might pick it up and I might not. I don't really know. It was really boring, and I feel like there was really nothing that kept me interested in this. I just wanted to finish it. And like, this is like a 300-page book. How many pages is it? 313. And usually fantasies are like longer, but this one, like, you could tell the same story in 50 pages. You didn't need 300 pages for this. There was just so much filler information that wasn't necessary. like make a plot instead of just describing things maybe. This was a disappointment. I was really excited for this book. First time really that I picked up a fantasy that I've never heard of before, because usually I will have at least heard one person talk about it, and that's the reason I pick it up. This one I picked up because I wanted to, and I thought it looked so interesting. I even showed it to my mom in the store. I was like, look at this, I want to read it. No, didn't like it. Really boring. Actually really bad. And the last line just angered me. So I don't recommend. The last book I picked up was Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This was kind of like the deal breaker for me. Am I gonna stay away from dark academia as a genre or not? And this one surprised me in a way. Like, I was expecting to like it because it's Leigh Bardugo and I like her writing, but at the same time I've only read like one universe by her. I read the Grishaverse. Technically that's 3 different series, but it's in the same universe, so like it's the same world. And I really liked what she did with that. But I wasn't really sure if it was just that world of hers I liked, or if I was gonna like everything else she did. And this one, I really enjoyed. In the beginning I was a little bored with like the storyline, not much was happening. But the writing just... the flow of the writing was so good that it pulled me along the story and I wanted to continue. It's very easy to read this book. And it's just... it's very fast-paced, really. The writing just pushed me into the story, and like I didn't want to put it down. And that... I really loved that. That made me happy. The characters... I really like the main character, Alex. In the beginning I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, but I really enjoyed her, and I feel like the character development of her in this book was really good. And also there were some twists in here with the different characters. There's a few characters that I really like, some characters I dislike, and I feel like the story did them justice in a way, which made me happy. Like, I feel like that doesn't always happen. And I'm very excited for the next book. I might even pick that up pretty soon. Like, I wasn't sure if I was going to want to do that, but like, I'm really excited about this book. I really enjoyed it. I did like the different timelines we were following. Obviously the main character is Alex, so we're mostly following her. But there was also some of the like flashback scene through Darlington's point of view that I really enjoyed. It is written in 3rd person, so it's not like... I feel like usually when there's different POVs you see them in 1st person, but this was 3rd person, but you can still like distinguish between the different POVs. Which I think Leigh Bardugo did a really good job at like showing what was now and what was then, and which character are we in the mind of right now. I really enjoyed it. I actually gave it 5 stars. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to like it because it's Leigh Bardugo, but I wasn't expecting to give the book a 5 star. But I really love this one and I'm so excited to continue. One thing, I was expecting this to be a lot darker. I feel like everyone has talked about, oh, this was so much darker than I expected, and look up the trigger warnings and all of that, and I was like... I was expecting to be like scared or disturbed, but like there wasn't really much dark things in this. Like, I know there's one scene that I could like see why people would want a trigger warning for, but other than that, it wasn't as dark as I expected. Which isn't a bad thing. I really enjoyed it. Like, I could sit for hours with this book and I really enjoyed it. Like, I know it's a fantasy. I wouldn't describe it as a fantasy. I would like call it a paranormal mystery, really. Like, I know it's fantasy, like it's ghosts and magic and all of that, but other than that there's not really many fantasy aspects of this book. I think a paranormal mystery is a better description of it. I really enjoyed it though. Like, I'm so glad I read this. Like, I was scared of going into it because I was afraid I wasn't gonna like it. But I'm very excited, and I know there's a 3rd book coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but when it is, I will be buying it because I'm loving this and I'm so excited to read the next one. That was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had lots of fun actually. I've never really read Dark Academia before. I read The Society for Soulless Girls. I didn't know at the time that that was Dark Academia, but it is. And I like that. But I think Ninth House, my favorite. I think this is fun. It's a way for me to branch out a bit, do these themed videos. Because I don't think I would have read all of these 3 books now if I didn't do this video, so I'm very glad I did it. Like, the Atlas 6 has been on my TBR for so long and I've just never picked it up. And I wouldn't have picked it up if it wasn't for this video. So I'm gonna continue doing like these themed reading vlogs. I'm really enjoying it and I hope you are too. Please subscribe, like the video, that will make me happy. And if you have any other videos or books you would like to see me read or do, comment it down below and I'll do my best. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, lovers.